Welcome to the Defeat the Drama podcast, where you'll learn tips, tricks, and strategies to help you gain clarity, find purpose, live boldly, and defeat the drama in leadership and life. Host Kirsten E. Ross is known to many as the drama-free queen. She is the undisputed expert of transformation. She'll move you from resigned, resentful, and overwhelmed to focused, engaged, and empowered.
Welcome to the Defeat the Drama podcast. I'm Kirsten Ross, your host, and I am thrilled that you're here. This is episode number 16. Drama steals focus and zaps energy, so let's defeat it now. Today's episode is a Defeat Your Drama Day. So I'm going to be reading a note that Rick from Kansas sent. As always, if you'd like me to share customized strategy for your drama situation, go to my website, defeatthedrama.com, click on the podcast site, and then go to submit your question. You can type or record your message. Use your real name or an alias for anonymity. Just note that if you do record your message, I might use it on the episode. So here's what Rick sent to me. He said, I've been having problems between my call center and the fulfillment department. There's constant bickering. They don't want to take calls from each other. They don't want to help each other. I keep telling them that there aren't evil people working in either spot. Get along. Nothing I've tried works. I don't know what else to do. It's impacting our customer service. Help! Rick, I'm so sorry to hear about your struggles. Let's get you some customized solutions. As always, in this Defeat Your Drama segment, I'll provide solutions based on the information provided. I obviously won't have full details, so I'll provide customized strategies based on what you share. Always consider your own specific circumstances. Always consider your own specific circumstances before taking any action. These are suggestions, not guarantees. All right, so Rick, the first strategy I'm going to recommend is work to shift the focus of your team. Right now, it sounds like your employees are really focusing on the relationship they have with their team members more than they're focusing on providing great customer service. So it's time to really shift that focus. Help each member of your team understand that they must focus on customer service. Each person is playing an important role, whether they have direct customer service, customer connections or not. So they might be behind the scenes, never even talking to a customer, but they're still playing an important role. So you need to help them see what that role is. And you know what? Even if the other department is the worst team on the planet, each team needs to work to provide the best service possible. So it's not focusing on tit for tat or being vindictive or trying to make the job harder for either team. It's focused on customer service. They need to be resourceful and figure out a way to take great care of the customers. If both departments begin doing that, shifting their focus, then they should come up with some good solutions and create great service. So shift that focus. No more focus on worrying about who said what or who did what. Okay, just shift their focus. In a previous episode, number 5, I shared a strategy for having each team member write a mission-centered job statement. And I would go back and listen to that if you haven't. I would have every employee in both of those departments do what I've suggested in that episode. So go back, like I said, and listen or get a refresher. All right, the second strategy, engage in simple process improvement. Probably over the course of the time that I do this podcast, I will talk about process improvement a lot. Again, I'm not talking about big time, major, call in the heavy consultants, just super simple. I'm going to assume that you haven't been bringing these two teams together because it sounds like they don't really know one another. I'm also going to assume that you have some processes that are falling apart between the two departments. Again, I don't know your specific circumstance, but I've seen it over and over and over with so many of my clients. And it's almost magical what happens when you bring them together. I have never seen an instance where it doesn't help the situation. So just the aha moments that they have when they come together. So, for some reason, humans have this tendency to assign negative assumptions about others in the absence of fact. In this situation, I believe they have an absence of fact about who their coworkers really are and an absence of fact about how the processes and procedures from one department flow to the other. So they've created these beliefs that all the snafus that result are from poor performance and a lack of caring from the other department, or that often assumed they don't do anything over there. Or one of my all-time favorites is they're just trying to make my job harder. So instead of letting them live in those assumptions, bring them together so they can experience those aha moments as they learn the truth about the workflow between the two departments. Again, I've seen it over and over. Oh, I didn't know what you do takes 3 hours. I thought it took you 2 seconds. Oh, I didn't know you were doing all that. Oh, I thought that was easy. So anyway, I've just 100% of the time seen a ton of aha moments, and every aha moment becomes oh, okay, I get it now. So engaging in simple process improvement activities will do the following. 1, it will give you a reason to bring the teams together. They'll get to know one another on a personal level, and they'll learn that they all care about doing a good job. Again, yes, there are some outliers. Every once in a while, there are employees who are entitled and they don't want to do a good job. But for the most part, I really do believe that employees do want to do a good job. They'll also learn about all that's involved in doing what they do in the other departments. So if they're like any of the other teams I've worked with, like I said, there'll be those many aha moments as they exclaim, oh, I didn't know you had to do all that. And then third, you'll gain improved processes. Lo and behold, engaging in simple process improvement will get you improved processes. So overall, there'll be less snafus. And it's the snafus, probably just the challenges they're having in the workflow, that are starting to create the drama that then escalates. So those improved processes will have you having less snafus and challenges. So in episode number 13, I actually outlined in more detail a really simple process improvement protocol. So again, if you haven't listened to that one, I would recommend going back and hearing it because I don't want to restate everything here. Or if you just need a little refresher. All right, number 3, the third strategy, I'm going to recommend that you implement a gripe and grumble form. Now, I've got a sample one in the show notes. So go to defeatthedrama.com, click on the podcast site, find episode 16 and get the show notes. And there'll be a sample. Go ahead and use it. I've got my logo on there. Switch out your own logo. So I just love this form. It's just, it's a super easy way to communicate that as an organization, we're done with whining. So I know that there's fighting between the departments. They're not liking each other. But I'm going to assume that there's also just some whining and complaining going on. I don't think that probably the communication they're having with you, Rick, is about problem solving. They're probably wanting you to fix it. Those horrendous people over there. So, this form, what it really does is it requires them to not just complain. Because identifying the issue is the first and easiest step in solving an issue. So this form requires an employee to write out their gripe, the gripe and grumble, and then recommend a solution. So they have to do both. If it's not important enough to ponder about a solution, then it's probably not that important, period. Sometimes as leaders, we just give too much weight to our employees' complaints. I'm not saying stop listening to them, but we want to try to fix all their problems for them too much, and we're not teaching them to be resourceful. And especially when it's other employee issues or other departments, you can end up creating a culture of whiners who are really just interested in getting some attention from their boss. So that just becomes the simplest thing. Let me take some time out to whine and complain. So Rick, I don't know whether you're giving lots of attention to employees for their complaining, but I've seen this over and over, so I know it's a distinct possibility. So if this is one of the root causes of your high drama, this strategy will help. So there are the 3 simple strategies that I hope will help you defeat the drama and get your team back on track and focused where they need to be, which is providing that great service for your customers. If you need additional help from me, just contact me through my website at defeatthedrama.com. And like I said, I have everything outlined in the show notes for this episode. So defeatthedrama.com, podcast site, find the episode, and you'll get the show notes. So thanks so much for listening in. And remember, if you want me to help you defeat your drama, go to the podcast site, defeatthedrama.com podcast site, and then submit your question. You can record it or type it out, and I'll be creating some customized solutions for you. So thanks for tuning in. As always, I ask you for the 3 S's. If you found value today, subscribe, submit, and support. Subscribe in iTunes. You can click right on the link from my website at defeatthedrama.com. Submit a review. The more reviews there are, the easier it is for people to find this podcast. So if you go to iTunes and leave me a review, that would be awesome. The last is support. I am on a mission to defeat the drama one organization at a time. So the more people that can hear this podcast, the quicker I can hit my mission. Will you join me by sharing this podcast with others? On your social media, through email, calling people. Hey, talk to them face to face. How about the old-fashioned way? So thanks so much for doing all of that. It is time to defeat the drama. Don't let anyone steal your focus or zap your joy.